One cup, everyone knows the rules. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a great Monday and Tuesday and a good weekend. Sun's shining, it's a beautiful day. Great day to talk a little bit of some sports again. I know with this thing going on, none of us have had any sports connections. But ESPN did a amazing thing with the Michael Jordan documentary yesterday or 2 days ago that came out, and it blew up. And I think it made a lot of people excited and a lot more attention back to the sports world. And then also, in general, the Masters came out with a new schedule, updating it. I know a lot of talks with MLB trying to figure out ways to get a new schedule updated. So we got a good couple bullet points of topics to talk about this morning. I guess to kick it off, I didn't watch it. I guess I'm guilty of not being the sports enthusiast that I claim I would once like to be. But I guess you two, since you guys did both watch the Michael Jordan documentary, and Chase grew up in the same era because of his age. So I guess to kick it off, what were some cool things that went on during the show, or I guess that during the episode that really was kind of, I guess, eye-catching and eye-popping? There's some things that you didn't know about him, or what?
Well, I mean, I think everybody, especially, my age, not, babies in their 20s, but that they know how good Jordan was. To this debate about, who was the greatest. I mean, if you saw him, there's still, in my eyes, no comparison about who was the best. But I think some of the people that hadn't seen him play, to see live footage and not just, the highlight reel that we've all seen of, the dunk from the free throw line, him hitting the game winner in Game 6, everybody's seen those highlights to see how good he was. I mean, he's essentially the best college basketball player from his sophomore year on. He's arguably the best player in the NBA from his second year in the league on. So he was really, really good and crazy athletic. And I think seeing some of the rare footage, all this college games, a lot of that footage. But, I mean, what you got to see was the behind the scenes, because there was no social media then. So I thought it was awesome, the day-to-day and seeing all the behind-the-scenes stuff, because it's not like now where, you're out there and you got Kevin Durant with a live IG video, shooting around, or Steph Curry, they're all on there. So you didn't really get to see any of that, but I think that it showed, a lot of aspects that people hadn't seen before. So it was really cool.
Also, what was your take, Austin?
Yeah, so I mean, I recall watching MJ play growing up. I mean, I was only 9 or 10 at the time when he was in his prime, but I remember idolizing him. I had a full-size Michael Jordan cardboard figure in the house. I still have a bunch of his memorabilia. Basically, any basketball card that he had, I have it. So, I mean, I grew up idolizing the guy, and what was really interesting to me is I knew he was great, but like Chase said, seeing some of the film and footage that a lot of people hadn't seen before made him even higher up here in my eyes. And I guess I really didn't fully understand his competitive nature. Mitchell, you won't know this until you see it, but it reminded me of with the whole Zion situation this year, him being put on the minutes restriction. I didn't realize Jordan had to go through that same thing in his career, his second year in the league, when he had hurt was it something in his foot or his ankle?
Yeah, he broke his foot. Yeah, he broke his foot, and I knew that it happened. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I was born in '83, so I was 2 years old whenever that happened. But you never knew. I didn't know minutes restriction or any of the details behind that. So I think it's wild. It seemed like the numbers that he was putting up and playing 14 minutes a game, and then getting the playoffs, and what he did to the Celtics when he was, it was his second year, but he was also out damn near the whole season, his second season. So I mean, it's pretty incredible, man. Really. And I think don't get into that anything, but I want to say, I don't know if you guys, what Bob Knight said about him. Said that after he coached him, because he coached him during the Olympics, and he said that he was, the fastest, most athletic, most talented, hardest working player he's ever seen. So he's the best player he's ever seen. And they asked about, why do you think Portland didn't draft him first? And he said, well, I know that they said they needed a center. And I said, well, hell, draft Michael Jordan, play him at center because he's that good. And so, I mean, that was whenever fresh coming out of college that Bob Knight was already like, he's the best basketball player ever right now.
Now, like for people like maybe in the millennial age, those people like me, for example, do you think, like, for instance, me, if you ask the question, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, I think that's a big topic conversation a lot of people have. who was better. Put them one-on-one, who's going to win, or who was the guy that – or between the two, who was the best one. I mean, I'm a big LeBron James fan in all assets of life. I mean, with his family, with his game, community, things like that I love about the guy that I don't think many people take into consideration. But after watching this video or watching this documentary, you think a lot of people, maybe the younger generation, might change their mind. They have that different thought. Is it that powerful?
Well, I mean, as far as LeBron, I love LeBron too, and I think it's a lot of hate. But I mean, this guy does an incredible amount for the community. I mean, the school. I mean, we could have a whole episode about all the stuff he does. But I think that as far as on the court, Jordan was definitely better, and like Kobe had more of the mindset of Jordan did. That was just like win, and that's it, just win. And I think the only other person, the person that I think is closest to Jordan as far as athlete goes in mindset is Tiger Woods. I remember Tiger Woods catching like a bunch of shit whenever he was young because he finished second at the U.S. Open or something, and they asked him if he was happy with his performance, and he said no, he came here to win. He didn't come here to get second place. And he was young. I mean, he was still, people knew he was probably the best, but you have that attitude that, some people are just, we played sports, so we're competitive, but some people are just, they'll die. They'd rather die than lose.
Plus MJ was playing, good golfer, but also he was playing played in the professional baseball league.
Pretty good athlete.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, hey, to kind of get back to your question about the comparison between MJ and LeBron. So Bradley, who's 8 years old, was watching the reruns of the Michael Jordan episodes yesterday afternoon. And he goes, well, I thought LeBron was the best. So I was trying to explain to him, and this is my argument. I truly feel that when Michael was playing, there was a bigger quantity of talented players as opposed, say this loosely, not saying that he's in his prime, but I think he's out of his prime. The competition level that MJ had to go against night in and night out was far superior than what LeBron has to go through and had to go through, in my opinion. So that's what
I beg to differ.
The two of them. How, mate?
First off, I think it's trying to compare apples to oranges too at some point because of the size and plus the bigger, faster, stronger, the technology and everything that the game has gotten into. That's like saying.
What are you saying now? It's more.
Oh yeah, that's like saying put Babe Ruth in a batter's box against Clayton Kershaw. Babe Ruth wouldn't stand a chance.
Well, he would struggle, but I think the brand of basketball is also a whole lot different. Yes, the game has become more technical. The size and speed of guys nowadays is definitely more so than it was back in MJ's prime. But back in the late 80s or mid 80s through the early 90s, that was dirty basketball. Like those guys, they might not have been the bigger, stronger, faster, but they were mean sons of bitches. And that's my argument. Like, I truly think Michael had to endure more and a tougher brand of basketball. And for him to play as long as he did and to have the success he did against that type of animosity, night in, night out, I don't think you can compare that to anything LeBron has to go through. And LeBron fucking sits out nowadays every 5 days, 6 days.
Not anymore because of all the backlash he got from it. I still think you put LeBron James and Michael Jordan one-on-one in their prime. Put Michael Jordan and LeBron James one-on-one in their prime. Play the game of 21. LeBron James is winning.
No. Jordan was really fast, really quick. His first step was unreal. LeBron is bigger and stronger, but Jordan's a better shooter. Jordan's a really good defender. But here's the deal. It was a different league back then. You were allowed to use your hands back then, guys. Like you could hand check people, you could push them back in front of you. And the Pistons, and you're going to see this in the next one because I think they go into the Pistons. But that was when their whole goal was just to beat the hell out of him. So that's when he put on weight and did all that. Now you can't beat the hell out of LeBron because he's so big and so strong. So I think he would have been just fine in that era too. But I think what Kevin Durant had a great comment because they said, "How do you think MJ would fare in today's game?" And he said he would fare by being the number one player in the league today, just like he was. was crazy. I mean, if you look at how good – Mitch, you got to watch, man. Like, how
I'm
good he
going
was
to.
at finishing around the rim was insane. Like, his finishing around the rim, like, with not just dunking, but laying it up. He was throwing high layups way before anybody else was doing that, doing the – like we all used to do. Jordan was doing that long, long time ago. So, I mean, it's just LeBron has more God-given talent, but Jordan was, man.
A lot
I mean,
better
LeBron's
story. For
3
sure, a
inches
lot
taller.
better story. No doubt about a better story.
Yeah.
Because of the whole getting cut from his high school team to, having his own shoe brand. I mean, massive. Massive. At that point in time is when shoe brand and endorsements took off, was because of Michael Jordan. And like I said, he's got a better story. I wish they were both in their prime to where they could play against each other just to see. I think it'd be amazing. That'd probably be one of the biggest, most single, hands down, most single best-selling live pay-per-view item to ever go through any type of pay-per-view HBO show or event. No doubt about it. But obviously, that's not likely to ever happen because it's not realistic.
Well, the thing is that already happened, and it was Magic Johnson. Because, I mean, Magic Johnson's game was very similar to LeBron's, and they're very similar size, too. So they had the show out there in L.A. I don't know what year it was, maybe 93, 92, 93, when the Bulls first beat them. But Magic was a very similar game to LeBron. He just wasn't as athletic, but he had the same build, ball handling, 6'8", pass first guy.
And what about Larry Bird?
Larry Bird was nuts, though, man. And people forget how good – people don't realize how good Bird was.
No, that's what I'm saying.
There was now.
No. Yeah, I could see that.
Just saying.
No, I just thought it was crazy. I mean, you're talking about the shoe deals and everything blowing up about that time. And the most eye-opening thing to me about both episodes was the fact that I knew Scottie Pippen was good, but I didn't realize, based on statistics, how good he was. And the fact that he was making the 122nd highest salary in the whole whole NBA, and he was the second best player. Like that's shocking to me. And that stuff doesn't happen today.
No, he should have never signed that deal. I mean, he signed a 7-year deal in sports now. It's crazy. No one would do a 7-year deal unless it was the highest paid contract ever. That's the only reason somebody signed 7 years. So I mean, there's blame to go both ways in that. But Pippen was really good, man. Like, he was definitely a top 5 player. I mean, a lot of people think second best. I mean, for sure he was top 5. There's no arguing he was not top 5.
Right. Well, let's hop along to the next topic. I know we talked about Michael Jordan being, an exceptional golfer, and there's plenty of really good athletes. I mean, Steph Curry's real good too. But I mean, with golf right now, this is like a lot of people's high life of the season,
We start betting golf
because the people are out playing golf and they're watching golf and everything, and obviously with all that being shut down and not being able to watch it. First off. Masters just came out, or excuse me, not the Masters. The PGA Tour just came out with an updated schedule for a late November, early November, late November. Isn't it November?
November.
Masters is in November. Let me look up.
Right, but the PGA Tour just came up with a new schedule on for the season on different events, and I from what I read and what I saw that they are going to be no visitors or no
spectators.
No audience. No. So it's just no spectators. It's all just golfers going out and doing their thing. I don't think that's going to have an impact too much on the play of the players at all. Too much. It might help. It might be more of a raw experience to see who the guys can go out and there's the scratch golfers that are real good. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the guys too feed off of the energy and the electricity from the spectators. So when's that, Chase? When's that first event?
June 8th. It's a Charles Schwab Challenge.
And where's that at again?
Texas. Yeah, so
I really hope it does kick off, but I don't know. I still think until everything's back to 100% normal without having spectators and fans at these events, sure, it's better than what we have now to watch, but I still don't think it's going to be the same. And I think the level of play, the competitiveness of the players, doesn't matter what sport it is still going to be hindered and affected until everything's back to normal. That's my opinion. But
what sucks is nothing's going to be back to normal for a year.
At least.
I'm telling you,
I know they just had soccer over in Turkestan or somewhere over there, and they had I think the stadium was half full or 2/3 of the way full. I was surprised at the number. I know that. So I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But I'm with you. Golf will probably be interesting for a couple weeks, but with cocaine it's still be slow.
Austin's must have that Cricket Wireless internet going on.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like you said, the lady don't even know what we're
You
talking
guys
about.
are both freezing up there a little bit ago, so I'm gonna hear it.
It's your internet because we're smooth. Mine looks money.
Mine too.
It looks great. Well, I guess if he gets his connection back going again, we'll talk. He's getting off of it to try it again. But MLB baseball, same boat. They're probably. I think they're in the works of trying to figure something out. I know this pandemic is like full blown. I think a lot driven by weather too, just like any type of sickness or virus or whatnot. So I think they're talking about out west in Arizona trying to figure out a way to get things kicked back off. Same thing, maybe no stands, no stadium, no spectators, which sucks because that is a big difference. I know myself playing in a small little stadium like Ball State and going to LSU like I did and pitching in front of 12,000. I mean, that was head over heels. The best experience ever in the high horse. I mean, it was just great. So that's going to be a big hit. But this thing's not going to stop soon. I mean, as far as being able to have gatherings of over 250 people, it's just not going to happen.
No.
Am I good or not now?
What'd you say?
I said, am I good or not now?
Yeah, your lips are about 16 seconds behind, but we can hear you at least.
Damn it.
We got talking about why do we have to stay inside, Austin?
No, I heard everything you guys were saying, and I heard you say a V word.
V word?
V, like victory V.
Oh, that doesn't count. It's not. That doesn't.
Bulls Chase. What's your take?
I said the actual name of it.
All right, fine.
Or anything in that's not. I can say it. I've got the flu virus. That doesn't count.
All right.
Doesn't count at all.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess too. Last thing I wanted to kind of chat about, going through sports in general, was like back to the NBA basketball a little bit. How about these? Not just the actual NBA itself losing money, but how about these TV and radio networks? I mean, can't sell their advertisements, can't do it. That, to me, is going to be a big, big hit to all aspects.
Well, yeah, I don't know if those are annual contracts, like if at the sports. I don't know. Like if TVs. I mean, I know that we did it once, and it was an annual or monthly contract. So, yeah, without sports, there's no. I don't know what's the highest rated thing besides the news conference, maybe.
And I know, like I got a guy I coach with. He works at Fox Sports. Like they're rerunning Pacer games and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and watch a Pacers game, so the viewership's obviously completely down.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, they've got to try to think about revamping their system and how they're going to be able to bring some revenue.
This, brings back the social media marketing thing, so not going anywhere.
I know a guy. Just saying.
No guy.
Well, I guess to kind of keep the episode short as we possibly can, I'm out of coffee, Miller Lite. But what are some things, anything this week that you guys have taken away or learned or whatnot, helpful, not helpful, or something funny that's gone about since the last time we talked?
Just watch the Jordan thing, please, and watch this week too. So that way you can educate yourself about who the greatest athlete was of all time.
I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that at all. What days do the episodes come out on?
Sundays at 9.
And they're live on ESPN.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Or you can always get on the old-fashioned, Fire Stick, whatever you got, and I'm sure you can watch it. There's an app for that.
Austin, what you got?
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to sound corny, cheesy, fabricated, but it's not. I mean, watching the Jordan thing and just his mentality and I guess the whole Nike "Just Do It" slogan. I know something I've kind of took from that and implemented yesterday, and going to run with it hopefully for a long time. Is just do something. I don't care what it is. For me, it's going to be trying to get in a little bit better physical shape. Just be disciplined and get it done.
Hey, I like it, and I agree. Right now is a great time to do it because everything's a little bit slower. But at the same time, take this time to your advantage and fix some things that you need to in your life, your day-to-day life, work life, whatever it is. What I've got to share, actually, Shelby had posted it a couple of days ago, if I can find it. Here it is. It says, if 2020 is telling us anything, it's telling us to enjoy the moments we have and don't take any day, anything, or anyone for granted. I like that. It's true. I think we all get caught up in, the big picture of everything rather than saying, okay, I'm going to enjoy right this second. I'm going to enjoy what I got. Enjoy the people I surround myself with and make the most of it. So I think that's awesome and powerful to take away for the week as well.
Right on.
Anything else? Anybody got anything fun, enjoyable, nothing like that? Any fun plans besides staying in the house?
It's going to be a nice day today. Get outside, enjoy it.
Yep, go get some yard work done or something, or go on a jog, run, work out,
Cut
whatever
that
it is.
grass.
Enjoy the kids. I did. My grass is looking good. Fertilized it on Sunday last week. Dandelion free and Scotch triple action 3 times. Weed and feed is taking action right now in the backyard. It's going to look sweet. It's going to look like the Masters, Austin's backyard. Like he claims to be.
I sent you guys a picture. You didn't see it.
Did you say you kicked your son?
Good. I'm proud of your grass, Austin.
Chase, what'd you say you did?
Chase.
What'd you say your son did?
Oh, he just ran by saying hi. So just karate chop his way by. No big deal.
There you go. All right. Well, everybody, appreciate you joining in the show. Have a great week. Good rest of the week. Don't forget to go like us and follow us on social media. We do have the same handle for Facebook and Instagram now. It's at One Cup Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And then we are now live on YouTube, as you can see with this episode. So subscribe to the YouTube channel below. And we look forward to bringing you some more stuff. Also, please DM us on all platforms and let us know, any topics you guys want to hear about, any guests you guys want to see on the show. We'll try our best to get them on and make the most of it. So appreciate you guys.
Can email us too.
Yep. onecuppodcast@gmail.com. So that's where we're at as well. So questions, concerns, if you don't like the show, don't add us. And have a good rest of your week.
Go fuck yourself.
Wow. See you guys.
Have a great day, guys.